Time and Temp brought to you by Boniface Hires, warranty forever. Thank you.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
We begin tonight with that breaking news. A man was shot by Marion County deputies after they say he threatened them with a gun. This one happened just after noon today in Ocala on Southwest 19th Avenue Road. Deputies were called to a home where a man was reportedly firing a gun both inside and outside. They say that they heard shots as they arrived and a long standoff followed. Deputies say that he fired rounds into the air and then pointed the gun at them. That's when they fired back.
The fact is, you're shooting somebody because the house, more than likely, is drywall and wood. And those rounds can go through them walls and go in the direction of other residents that are in the area. He was a clear and present threat to my citizens out here.
The man's identity has not. He's been taken to the hospital in critical condition. FDLE is investigating. Happening right now, the countdown is on to 2024 from Daytona Beach to Orlando and Times Square in New York City. We have live team coverage for you on all the celebrations. But first, we are feeling the chill this New Year's Eve. Here's a look at those current temperatures right now. We are still in the 40s and the 50s, but those temps are slowly dropping. Let's check in with First Warning meteorologist Marquise Mita for a closer look at what we can expect overnight.
Well, the good news is we're not as cool as we were last night. The bad news is that we're still below our seasonal average. We'll take you outside here in Orlando. We're about 21 minutes away from the new year. And slowly over time tonight, temperatures will fall back. We're likely to start off the day tomorrow in the upper 40s. But for the moment, still hanging on to what little heat we can. 54 degrees with calm wind speeds. We also have the chance for fog creeping back into the forecast as winds remain calm overnight. But here's where you're cooler, right? We got that shade of light blue all across I-75, in which temperatures are back in the lower 40s for Ocala, mid and upper 40s for Wildwood and the Villages. Looks like the coolest place to be is Ocala and Palm Coast, as you both show 43-degree current temperatures. With high pressure being our dominant weather influencer, clear skies are going to stick around as we head into the new year tomorrow, and that'll allow for temperatures to fall back into the low 40s, maybe even the upper 40s as you make your way towards our coastal communities. Still not as chilly as we were last night. Got a lot of sunshine to kick off the day tomorrow, but still below your seasonal average on the first day of the new year. Even cooler on Tuesday, but we got a midweek warm-up coming your way. As temperatures rise, though, so will your rain chances, and we'll take a look at that coming up next time I see you.
All right, with another chilly night ahead, some cold weather shelters are open again tonight. Out in Brevard County, Life Point Ministries opened their doors to those in need at 5 p.m. The shelter in Titusville will open overnight and plans to serve dinner and a breakfast. And to get the very latest track on temperatures, make sure to download our free WESH 2 News mobile app and turn on your alerts for any breaking news updates on severe weather right there at your fingertips. As 2023 comes to a close, people are excited to start the new year, and what better way to do that than by sending it right here in Florida? WESH 2's Paula Tristan Arruda caught up with people who were heading out to downtown Orlando and Thornton Park. Oh, they are pumped. Well, tonight in Volusia County, the fireworks could be seen over New Smyrna Beach. That's as people on the coast get ready to also ring in the new year. Just up the road, the party is on in Daytona Beach, where tens of thousands of people are ringing in the new year. WESH 2's Liv Johnson takes us to Main Street, where they're enjoying food, drinks, and live entertainment all night. And if you're going to be out and about, AAA is still offering their Tow to Go program for those celebrating. Now through January 2nd, that program will offer a free last-minute ride option for those who need it. The tow trucks will take people and their vehicles up to 10 miles. The goal is to keep intoxicated drivers from getting behind the wheel this New Year's Eve. Officials want to remind drivers that this program should only be used as a very last resort. Tonight, law enforcement across Florida are stepping up patrols to keep people safe tonight. Down in South Florida, the Martin County Sheriff's Office says they'll be focusing on areas where there could be drunk drivers.
Yeah, we've bolstered our personnel, targeted enforcement on certain areas we know statistically are high in drunk drivers, and I think we've been pretty effective.
A first-time DUI in Florida can result in thousands of dollars in fines, and repeated offenses can lead to jail time. Make sure to stay with WESH 2 both on air and online as we continue our countdown to 2024. Developing news tonight, Orlando police are investigating after they say a volunteer dive group found a body in a submerged car off World Drive. The remains have not been identified, but officials are saying that it is connected to a missing persons case. FHP believes the car was driving on State Road 417 on the exit ramp when it ran off the road and landed in the pond. Meanwhile, in Osceola County, an Orlando man is dead after troopers say that he was hit by a sheriff's cruiser. Investigators say the 55-year-old was crossing West Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway near Celebration Avenue when he was hit. That happened just after 1 o'clock in the morning. They say the man was not in the marked crosswalk. He was taken to the local hospital but did not survive. The deputy who hit him did stay at the scene. A warning for drivers out of Flagler County. Smoke from a wildfire near State Road 100 and Garden Lane is impacting people on the roadways. If you're heading through that area, Florida Highway Patrol says to be cautious because it could be hard to see. Officials say reduce your speed and use your low beam headlights. Still ahead on WESH 2 News, from music to movies and politics, we are remembering the change agents who passed away in 2023. And you're running out of time to sign up for open enrollment, why millions more are signing up for the Affordable Care Act. Welcome back tonight. Some powdered baby formulas are being pulled from shelves for potential contamination. The FDA says Reckitt Mead Johnson's Nutra-powered baby formula products could have bacterial contaminations. More than 675,000 cans of the formula have been recalled. Officials say the bacteria can cause rare but deadly infections in newborns. No illnesses so far have been reported. Meanwhile, the application window for Marketplace health insurance is closing. Enrollees have until January 16th to sign up before the open enrollment period ends. Amy Liu explains why millions are signing up for health care under the Affordable Care Act. New out of Denmark tonight, Queen Margrethe II is planning to step down from next month. The Queen made the announcement during her New Year's speech today, saying she would abdicate on January 14th. That date also marks the 52nd anniversary of when she first took the throne at the age of 31. Next in line is Margrethe's son, Crown Prince Frederik. The monarchy's role in Denmark is largely ceremonial. With the new year just one day away, well, just a few more minutes away, many people are thinking about making those New Year's resolutions for 2024. According to Statistica.com, they surveyed about 400 adults in the U.S. That was in October, asking them about their goals. The most common resolutions, nearly 60% of respondents saying that they'd like to save more money. 50% say that they'd have goals of exercising a little bit more. I think we all have that one, and not far behind at 47%, people say that they want to get a little bit healthier. 40% say that they want to spend more time with friends and family. Meanwhile, let's talk about making some money in the new year. The Powerball jackpot is once again on the rise after no one took home the millions in last night's drawing. It's currently now sitting at $810 million with a cash value of more than $400 million. It is the 5th largest Powerball jackpot and the 10th largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever. The next drawing is set for Monday night at 11. Officials say that you have about a 1 in 292 million chance of actually winning the Powerball. I say, Marquise, now is the time to actually put your name in the hat because it's grown so big, and it's the start of the new year, you know. Could have some good luck out there.
I was just about to say, new year comes with new luck. So hopefully if I do end up, headed down to 7-Eleven to pick up a Powerball ticket, I might have some luck come my way. And what's coming your way tonight in the forecast will be cooler temperatures underneath these brilliantly clear skies here across Daytona Beach. In fact, nearly all across Central Florida, we will be trending clear and cool tonight. Notice that you've already dipped down into the 40s here in Daytona Beach with a small breeze from the west and the southwest at 5-mile-per-hour speeds. Here's a look at your temperatures out the door. Orlando, you've cooled significantly in the last hour. Just a moment ago, temperatures, those were back in the mid-50s. Now you're in the upper 40s as well. Same with Bithlo, St. Cloud, Melbourne. We got a lot of 49s across the board, but here's where we're the coolest. Ocala up in Marion County across I-75. You guys show temperatures of 42 degrees as we're just about 3 minutes away from the ball drop. High pressure, that's what's sliding out towards the east. Going to be our dominant weather influencer to start off your work week. But as we take you hour by hour here in Daytona Beach, look how cool you get just as the sun starts to come up. You guys could be dropping all the way down into the lower 40s. So please, if you're outdoors tonight or tomorrow morning, make sure you grab a coat, the extra layers before you head out. Take a look at this, though. On Christmas Eve, just a week ago here in Orlando, temperatures were back in the mid-60s. Certainly felt like Florida. Florida. Out the door tonight, though, it feels like you're stuck in the Northeast as we are showing much chillier conditions, nearly a 20-degree drop between your overnight lows on Christmas Eve and what we got going on tonight. And that is very far away from where we are so far this year. It's been a very warm year here in Central Florida. Temperatures on average were 75.7 degrees. That's going to be our warmest year ever here in Orlando. And as we start off the new year, we're going to be doing so on a cool and foggy trend. Temperatures drop back into the 40s tonight, and we'll see some fog creep in from the west due to the moisture, light winds, clear skies, and high pressure. We're trying our best to warm up in the sunshine tomorrow, but we can only get so far. High temperatures are likely to only peak in the mid and the upper 60s here on New Year's Day in Orlando. So as you head outside, still you need that jacket. Clear skies all day long for those of us heading out towards Magic Kingdom, open between 8 and 1 a.m. tomorrow. And as we take a look at surrounding cities, temperatures could be as low as the lower 60s. At their peak, as you move closer to the coastline, maybe the lower 70s as we ring in the new year with lots of sunshine. Heading into the weekend, though, we got a pretty big, impactful rainmaker. Warm air is going to lift from the south, so we got this warm front first, and then the double whammy. It's a cold front to follow. That'll cool you down by Sunday, and there's your rain shot in which we could wrap up your first week with almost a month's worth of rain here in Orlando. So heading into Wednesday, your first rainmaker comes your way, half of an inch there, and we're going to add an extra inch before the weekend is said and done. So it's going to be a wet start to your new year, but also a cooler start, right? High temperatures tomorrow, those are in the upper 60s, low 60s with the front passing by on Tuesday. We got a brief day of warmer temperatures Wednesday, and then we're back to seasonal conditions, or seasonal for us here in Central Florida, as we're trending cool right now as we finish off your forecast in the 60s.
All right, well, we are getting ready to ring in the new year. We are a little over, or just exactly at a minute right now away from New Year. From the new year, here's a live look at Times Square right now where people are getting ready to watch that ball drop. Marquise, as we count down the last 40 seconds, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I think for me, I want to be more intentional throughout the next year, right?
Intentional? I mean, you already seem so intentional and intense.
I don't think I'm like intense, but I think I could, respond to text messages in a more timely manner.
Oh, okay, so that's good.
I got about 400 unread texts in my phone right now.
I feel that way about my emails.
I feel like with emails, I have to be in front of the computer, so it's like a whole setup for me, you know?
It really is. I would say for me, it's like everybody else, wanting to exercise and be healthier. All right, here we go, guys. We are down to 10 seconds. Let's listen in. Do we have the ball drop over there? No, we've got it right here. So there it is. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Where's our Martinelli sparkling apple cider?
Like a drum roll or something.
Yes.
Some confetti here in the newsroom.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for watching us. Let's talk a little bit about sports. Darren, Happy New Year.
Let's just start the new year off right. Coming up in sports, we're talking NFL, 1 week left in the regular season. After tonight, the playoff scenarios getting wild. The Bucs with a chance to claim their spot in the postseason with a win today. Things did not go as planned. WESH 2 was there. We are headed to Tampa next.
This First Warning Weather Update is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
WESH 2 Sports is sponsored by Mullinax Ford. Now get 2.9% financing for 72 months on over 800 F-150s during the year-end sales event at Mullinax. Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Darren Stoltzfus. For the first time in a while, the Buccaneers have a bit of wiggle room. Well, at least they did today. Win today or next week at Carolina, they become the NFC South champs. But this afternoon at home, winning you're in the playoffs with the Saints in town, it was a big one. All right, coming up a little later, more sports. We will talk college football. The Citrus Bowl is here today. The Magic on the road yesterday in Phoenix, but first, more news after this.
Closed captioning is sponsored by your Central Florida Chevy dealers.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Well, it is officially 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. Cold temperatures tonight and tomorrow morning. You're going to be waking up to fog for the start of the new year. Let's check in with Marquise Mita for a look at what's going to happen for the rest of the week. Marquise, anything good?
Well, we will have a lot of sunshine tomorrow. That's the good, but the bad, that's going to be the cooler temperatures that we've carried all the way across the weekend, and we'll carry those into, well, what is now the new year. Over my shoulder, though, you might be able to see some fireworks off in the distance. I know we got these clear skies here in Orlando, and we'll wake up to mostly clear conditions and the chance for fog out the door tomorrow. Temperatures have cooled significantly in the last hour. At 11 o'clock, we were back in the mid-50s now. The upper 40s for Orlando with those clear conditions and a small breeze from the south and the southwest. Where we're cooler, that's to our north, 46 in the Villages and DeLand, 44 across Palm Coast, and you're still sitting at 43-degree temperatures in Ocala. You'll be dropping an extra 2 degrees before the evening is said and done, and that's courtesy of this system of high pressure keeping those clear skies in place, so you're radiating off that heat, or the little heat, that we accumulated earlier in the afternoon. Ultimately, temperatures tonight should range between the low 40s and the upper 40s for our coastal communities. They're still waking up to sunshine, but we start the new year off dry on Monday today and Tuesday tomorrow. But Wednesday and Thursday, it looks like those chances for rain are increasing, and we'll take a closer look at that coming up in the next 10 minutes.
All right, Marquise, thank you. On this New Year's Eve edition of Meet the Press, moderator Kristen Welker spoke with key figures about the mental health crisis here in America. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman spoke about his struggles with depression. Back in February, he admitted himself to an inpatient treatment program, with staff members citing a mental health battle they say intensified during his recovery from a stroke on the campaign trail in 2022. Fetterman says he feared seeking treatment would end his political career. Today, he explained what ultimately led him to seek the treatment and how he's doing now.
At what point did you know you needed real help, that you needed to check yourself into a hospital?
At that point, I was able to keep myself some in check, where it's like I can hold myself together until the election. But that was October 25th, and the election was, I think, November 8th. So I was able to kind of keep myself enough to keep my together. And then after the election, that's when things actually accelerated and got worse. And at that point, I wasn't able to leave bed. And my kids, I really scared my kids. I knew I needed help. I didn't know what that really looked like, but it was presented, and I reluctantly kind of was like, "Oh no, I don't need to go in there." But figured out that yes, this is the right choice, and that's where I ended up.
Wow. You can watch Meet the Press every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on WESH 2. Millions of workers will get an increase in pay when the clock strikes midnight on Monday, which is right now. Nearly half of all U.S. states and the District of Columbia will increase their minimum wage in 2024. Washington State will continue to have the highest minimum wage at $16.28. Meanwhile, Hawaii will see the largest increase, raising its minimum wage between $2 and $14 an hour. CNN is reporting that the minimum wage in Florida is also set to increase on September 30th. With the start of the new year, students will be heading back to the classroom. Perfect timing for the state to be hosting its second 2-week back-to-school sales tax holiday. As a result, you won't have to pay the sales tax starting tomorrow, January 1st, or starting today, until January 14th. It applies to clothing and footwear that costs $100 or less, school supplies that are $50 or less, and personal computers that are valued at around $1,500 or less. Well, they made us laugh, cry, and help shape the world around us. They came from all walks of life, and they made an impact on all of our lives. Tonight, we're looking back at some of those we lost in 2023. Wow, so many incredible people. All right, still ahead on WESH 2 News, battling it out at the box office, how the newest movies on the big screen fared in the last weekend of 2023. Well, the newest flicks are shaking things up at the box office. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in the final weekend of 2023. All right, well, we have rung in the new year, and what a start to the new year, starting off with early morning fog and cooler temperatures out there. And Marquise, you say even rain is in the forecast?
Yeah, thankfully not on the first day of the year. We'll have to wait a couple additional days. We'll see those showers Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then we have another batch of weekend rain to get through. But for the moment, all is calm, clear, and quiet as the fireworks here over Daytona Beach have come to an end. Temperatures still remain in the upper 40s and will cool down a few extra degrees with a slight breeze from the west and the southwest now at 5-mile-per-hour speeds. Luana, as you were mentioning, we still have that chance for fog creeping back into the picture as temperatures cool and dew points remain stagnant. Very likely that we become saturated overnight, which will lead to a couple patchy spots of morning fog out the door. Here's where you're the coolest right now. 43 degrees in Ocala. You match that in Palm Coast. Looks like the further south you go, the warmer temperatures are, at least for the moment, but most of us will be waking up to the upper 40s, maybe the mid 40s as you move towards Polk County and Winter Haven. Right now 51 degrees, and we have a couple more chances to cool under this system of high pressure tonight. That's allowing for this dome of clear air to stay in place this evening, and we'll wake up to bright and sunny skies out the door tomorrow. Here's a look at your 12-hour forecast in Daytona Beach. Clouds are fading rather quickly, but we will see the occasional cloud throughout the morning tomorrow and the afternoon. We'll see a lot of sunshine early on. Just don't let the sunshine fool you, as we'll still be trending cooler than your seasonal averages. Elsewhere, you're waking up to temperatures in the lower 40s for Ocala, 41 degrees likely. You're going to cool an additional degree. If you're in Palm Coast, 42 is what you're likely to wake up to early out the door tomorrow. And we mentioned with those temperatures cooling, we'll have that chance for fog as well. So a bit of a cool start to your new year, but the year 2023 was the warmest we've ever had on record here in Orlando. As you factor in your average afternoon highs and your evening lows, well, temperatures were 75.7 degrees, which is 2.3 above our seasonal average. So I guess we're always sunny, and 75 here in Central Florida. We'll be foggy tonight, though. We'll see that chance for fog in places like Leesburg and Kissimmee early tomorrow morning, possibly restricting your visibility below 5 statute miles, maybe even below a mile out towards Leesburg. The fog isn't going to be too widespread, but we could have a couple patches, especially as you move towards lower elevations. Now, throughout your New Year's Day forecast, we have a cold start to your morning, 53 at 9 a.m., dry and cool by noon, and high temperatures should likely peak in the mid and the upper 60s. Some of us might even squeeze into the 70s if we're lucky with more sunshine, but here comes your shot at rain. Better chance for showers over the weekend. You'll warm up briefly on Saturday. You'll cool down on Sunday with the passage of those widespread showers, in which we could possibly pull in half of an inch of rain before Thursday is said and done, and we can add another inch on top of that, so it's a wet start to your new year coming up. And here's a look at that 7-day forecast for you. Cool on Monday and Tuesday, back in the 60s, 70s for a brief moment Wednesday, but here comes your shot at rain on Thursday, Saturday, and unfortunately Sunday as we cool back into the 60s, Darren.
All right, coming up in sports, we're talking college football. The fallout from that 60-point beatdown in the Orange Bowl yesterday. Plus, the end of 2023, not very magical for the Orlando Magic. Headed west out to Phoenix next.
Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Welcome back. I'm Darren Stoltz. As we talked NFL earlier, how about the NBA now? The Orlando Magic, they'd won 3 of their last 4 games, but tonight they're first of 4 straight road games out west. The Magic meeting the Suns out in Phoenix. Tennessee will be without their starting quarterback, Joe Milton, who played his high school football at Olympia High. Going to be tough to miss that, but should be fun to see a high-powered offense take on a high-powered defense. Probably not going to see a 60-point victory, though. That's it for sports. Back over to you.
All right, the year's over. College ball is over, but we still have the NFL and cold temperatures to start off the new year. What's going on, Marquise?
Maybe not a 60-point victory, but we'll have temperatures in the 60s as we kick off the game with sunshine tomorrow. Your Citrus Bowl forecast calls for high temperatures in the mid and the upper 60s on your first day of the new year. Still trending cool for us here in Orlando, and we got a shot at rain coming your way at the end of the forecast on Saturday and Sunday. All
right, that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Remember, you can always find the very latest on WESH.com. Have a wonderful and blessed start to the new year. We'll see you later.
Happy New Year from WESH 2.